I'm playing one season in every FIFA game from FIFA 10 all the way to FIFA 19, and today we're heading to South Africa for the 2010 World Cup. As a up-and-coming manager with barely any experience, we've been given the task of taking the hosts as far as they can go. Why did we pick South Africa, you might wonder? Well, if you're old enough to remember the World Cup, you'll know exactly why. Shabalala, vuvuzelas, and an entire continent behind it. What are our goals today? Well, looking at some of the squads and the draw we've been given, we'll be happy just to get out of the group, really. If we make it that far, I'd imagine we stand a pretty decent chance at the quarterfinals because we'd be playing either South Korea or Maradona's pretty poor Argentina in the round of 16. France and Mexico are no doubt the biggest rivals in our group. We open the entire tournament with a home game against Mexico, and it's hard to set up the story any more than that. This video can't have transfers, it won't have pre-season or any kind of training, it's just going to be purely matches the entire video. So now it's opening day, and as of 2010, no African team had made it to the semi-finals. Our journey to break this record begins right now. Now, I'm going to assume you don't actually know too much about the 2010 South African World Cup team. There might be some players you recognise, like Steven Pienaar or Sifiwe Shabalala, maybe even Benny McCarthy. Hopefully we can get this team of nobodies out of the group. So of course, starting against Mexico right here. Shabalala with the long shot. Of course, we're going to try and score the first goal of the tournament with him. But the biggest surprise for me was how aggressive Mexico were. We got a nice chance here. Again, trying to go for a finesse, they don't seem to work. Maybe I've been playing too much FC24. More aggression here from Mexico. First side tackle injuring our first player. Second one on Pienaar, of course, our key attacker, playing for Everton for a long time in the Premier League. We give Mexico one back, and you can see that our fans are both upset and also dressed like pirates. That's not a good combination if you're a Mexican. But Bernard Parker wins the ball high up. Can we finish here? We go for the finesse again, and it's just missed the post. That was agonizingly close to the first goal of the tournament. The tactics and team setup parts of this game are actually very limited, as you'd expect with the game being 14 years old. But really, the way we're playing is actually quite good, because Mexico haven't had a real chance until this one. We tackle them, could easily have been a penalty. They go one-on-one, and it's a great save there from Cunha. The best thing about this game is how it really encapsulates the feeling of the World Cup being this really fun event with some random teams that can all do really good things. There's not a lot of player individuality. In fact, a lot of the players feel exactly the same. Pace is absolutely key, but you'll see random things like this. Ochoa just going out sweeper keeper style, prime Neuer. That's the kind of thing you'll only see at the World Cup. Anyway, South Africa win the ball. Benny McCarthy has Bernard Parker again. A slide tackle from Rafa Marquez. The old Barcelona player could easily have given away a penalty there, but we think it's time to bring on some subs. Sabaya is one of them, and he's sprinting down the left. He's got 3 men, and he's made a run. Zuma, another one of the subs, one-on-one, 89th minute. He's finessed it wide again. That's the second time that's happened. Benny McCarthy, surely he's one-on-one. Marquez hasn't got the stamina. And there it is, the first goal of the 2010 World Cup. The first goal in Africa in a World Cup final ever. Is South Africa in the 90th minute to beat Mexico in the capital city. A real big deal, because that means that we need to basically win one of our games against Uruguay and France, and then we're through into the knockout rounds. Let's have a look how France and Uruguay ended, because I have a feeling that France are going to be quite overpowered on this year's game. I didn't record it, but France actually beat Uruguay 4-1 in opening day. So that's a really big deal, because that means that we can basically eliminate Uruguay if we can beat them in this game. But they've got a decent team. We've gone unchanged, but they've got Luis Suarez, Diego Forlan, Cavani up front. They're going to be a lot more of a threat than Mexico were, so we're going to have to defend more in this game, maybe go a bit more counter-attack, and we're going to have way less chances. Suarez on the ball first, Forlan against Gaxa, and Gaxa's just about holding him off and plays it back to the goalkeeper. See what I mean? That's already more threat than Mexico had in the last game. Pereira hits it against Booth, our 6'6" defender. He's not even in the middle for the corner, and they win it. Again, that's another good chance for Uruguay. Forlan with the free kick, a great save from Cunha. We've been under so much pressure in this game, but Uruguay have the same kind of atmosphere as Mexico. There's a lot of fouling going on. We are winning free kicks in pretty dangerous positions, and that was actually a really good chance. It might not look it, it's a very tight angle, but if he heads that down, I think Benny McCarthy might make it 1-0. Bernard Parker gives it to Medici, and yet again, finesse shots from the edge of the box, not really working on the 2010 World Cup game. But Booth wins the ball, he's got a runner, he puts it in behind, surely he's through, and the referee's pulled it back. I'm not too sure why he's done that, but at halftime, we're going in 0-0. We need to absolutely go for it in the second half, because we want to get these points. And Bernard Parker there, he's just robbed Caceres, and he's got the pace to get away from him. There's nothing Caceres can do. He's not going to go finesse, is he? No, he's just going to slot it straight into the bottom corner. And South Africa are leading the second game. Now it's all about defense. 62nd minute is an okay time to score, but it is a little bit earlier than we probably would have liked. I know the 90th minute winner would have absolutely killed the game off, but we've got 30 minutes now. We need to defend. Instead of going defensive though, we go high press. We want to try and get a second goal. Stephen Pienaar winning it. He just about holds off Diego Godin. He cuts it back to Benny McCarthy. It's another wasted chance for South Africa. Let's make some subs then, because this worked so well in the last game, of course. Two of our subs are linking up to get that second goal. We're bringing off Parker. We're bringing off our attacking mid. It really seemed to work as well, because there was no more highlights really until the end of the game. That was it. A 1-0 win. They helped see things out. They helped us press a little bit higher up the pitch. And with 2 wins from 2 games, that meant we had qualified from the group. We didn't even have to worry about playing France. They would go on to beat Mexico, so that meant we were both on 6 points. Being first in the group didn't seem to matter that much either, because we were playing against Korea or Argentina, and we're not really that worried about playing either of them. Have a look at this France team though. We're definitely worried about that. Thierry Henry, they've got Ribery on the bench, they've got Benzema on the bench, Lassana Diarra and Toulalan anchoring the midfield. It's a really good team. It's maybe not as good as their current team or their team from 1998, but it's definitely in with a chance of winning this World Cup in this game. Despite how good their players were, it's actually quite surprising the first good chance came to us. We're bad at 1-on-1, so we tried something new, going around the goalkeeper, and somehow France would keep that one out. They would get a chance of their own. Gignac playing it through to Gorkov, his shot off the post, and he would get the rebound in. So we're 1-0 down. We had another 1-on-1, but it was a strong challenge there from Bakary Sagna to keep it 1-0. Now, if I'm being honest with you, that was our last okay chance of the game. The rest of the game was a bit of a calamity, including this first goal, which was credited to Patrice Evra. But if you look at the replay, Booth actually heads it onto our reserve goalkeeper's head, because we were resting players, let's be honest, but still we were expecting better than that. Booth passed it straight to Thierry Henry a few minutes later, and Gignac would get his first goal of the tournament. Patrice Evra put in a good free kick. Our goalkeeper came for it, but Thierry Henry outjumped him, and that would be the 4th and final goal of this game. The scoreboard looked like we'd been absolutely destroyed by France, but we actually had some decent chances, and all the goals we conceded were pretty unlucky. But we were about to find out who we're playing in the round of 16. It could have been Maradona, but instead, we were going to be playing against Park Ji-sung's Korean Republic. Here's the other tables if you're interested in seeing where your nation did. I think the most interesting thing is Italy coming 3rd, and also North Korea managing to beat Brazil. But we were counting down the days until this game against Korea. This was a really good chance. I think this is the first time we've played a team that actually we have higher overall ratings than in almost every single position. We put all of our best players back in there. We've got Benny McCarthy up front again. We've got Sabaya playing as a defensive midfielder, and we've also got an entire continent behind us, because I think we're now the last remaining African team that's still in this World Cup. While I admit you probably don't know many of the South African players, I think you'll probably know less of the Korean Republic ones. Park Ji-sung, Park Chu-young, and probably Hee Sung-young all played in the Premier League, so you might recognise those, but the rest of the team isn't actually that good. We had this quite funny moment after 3 minutes where both players slide tackled, their player got up and then dived over our foot. We got a yellow card for it. I have no idea. That's probably the weirdest thing I've seen on this game. But then there was Korean Republic's attacks. We weren't expecting them to be so aggressive with their attacking or their tackling when they get the ball out wide. They were spamming crosses in. They got a double header here against our 6'6" centre back and somehow nearly scored after just 15 minutes. We, of course, had a lot more pace. Their defenders aren't very fast. Our strikers are very fast. We ran around the outside, got the cross in, and it was time for a double header of our own. Ours going a little bit more off target than theirs did. As we get a grip to this game, our football is getting a lot nicer to watch. We're doing nice passes like that, and the let it run could easily have resulted in a goal if you had a little bit more pace. But we actually kind of did underestimate Korean Republic quite a lot. No matter what we did, their crosses were super dangerous, but thankfully Booth would be on the end of most of them, and of course he was the man we wanted. Our goalkeeper was also claiming as many crosses as he can, but he's not the tallest goalkeeper in the world, so it's definitely something to keep an eye on in the second half. It looked like Korea were going a bit more direct, and Nassif Morris got absolutely destroyed there. The ball would come out to Park Ji-sung, and the second header this time would result in the first goal. You can see how much it means, and you can also see how small Cunha is in our goal. He's only 5'11", but really, he should be getting somewhere near that. You'd expect a small goalkeeper to have really good reflexes. Anyway, we need to press on and get a goal straight away. McCarthy to Zuma, around the goalkeeper, and that's exactly what we do. We moonwalk our way to an equaliser, and that's exactly what we needed. 2 goals in 5 minutes, and this second half is looking like it could be an all-time World Cup classic. McCarthy, he turns, he bodies one of the defenders there for Korea. We decide to play a bit more possession. Modise gives it to Sabaya, edge of the box. We just want one of these to find the top corner, that's all we need. Okay, time for a triple substitution. Back here, of course, you only get 3 substitutions, so that's all we have. Even if this goes to extra time, we can't make any more changes. 72nd minute. Buckley, one of the subs, he's fast, he's quite tall as well, and he's playing striker for us. Decides to pass the ball forwards. Benny McCarthy, edge of the box. Is he going to shoot? He is. It goes wide yet again. We really need to resist doing them because there's such low percentage shots on this game. McCarthy, 79th minute, through on the goalkeeper. He goes round him again, and his 180 reverse shot finds the net. 2-1. And then he does whatever that celebration is, but we're happy with it nonetheless. I mean, having the confidence to go around the goalkeeper, he's an okay goalkeeper, and then finding the net still. It's all about defence for us right now. We decide the best defence is trying to get goals and maybe keeping the possession near the South Korean box, but it looks like there's going to be at least one last counter-attack, and it's Lee Kun-ho, the goal scorer. He's going to feed Park Chu-young, and he's chipped it over Cunha. It's another bad goalkeeping error. It's another equaliser, and it's another 90th minute goal. So it looks like this one is going to go to extra time. It's not what we wanted at all. Our players are very tired, but the referee confirms that extra time is indeed what we're going to get. The South Korean team is a lot more fit than us. Players like Park Ji-sung are not even tired at all. Park Chu-young is, but his chance could easily have found the net if he had a little bit more stamina to run through on goal. We get a chance. Cross comes in. Benny McCarthy volleys it in. What a goal. But no one's celebrating because it was offside. What a decision that is from the linesman. It's the correct decision. Oh, but we need VAR in this sport just to confirm it, surely. Benny McCarthy gets a chance. Can he pull it back? No, the South Korean defender has the better reactions, and it's all South Africa. Buckley again, the substitute. His shot also missing the target. Our shooting's been absolutely terrible in this game so far, but it's literally the last minute again. Surely not another South Korean goal. Booth covers him off, and Masiela is there to confirm that this game is going to go to a penalty shootout. This is it. The whole World Cup, the whole South African World Cup is coming down to this. 5 penalty kicks, South Korea versus South Africa. We have quite an experienced squad, but our penalty shooters aren't actually that good. We've got players like Steven Pienaar. He's got a good reputation, but his penalties are pretty trash. Even worse, as the home team, Korea are going to be going first, so that gives them a bit of an emotional advantage. We could have saved the first one, but South Korea did save our first one. Benny McCarthy's our best penalty taker, but at least he hit the target, unlike Korea. Buckley would step up next. His shot down the middle also saved. Penalties are very difficult on this game if you can't tell. Park Ji-sung, their star man, goes down the middle. We dive out the way of it. Annoying to see. Sabaya next. He finally scores one for South Africa. But everything would come down to this penalty. If we could save this, we survive. If South Korea score this, then Africa is out of the first African World Cup. The Korean steps up and smashes it the way the goalkeeper doesn't dive. He's going to win the thing for South Korea, and that means South Africa are out of the World Cup. Not a great start for our manager on the international stage, but, you know, maybe he'll get another chance at the next World Cup. Of course, let me know what nation you think I should be using in 2014. I don't think there really is a 2018 version, otherwise I'd do that one as well. But yeah, thank you for watching. I know it didn't end quite how I was imagining it was going to end. I was thinking we were probably going to be playing England in the quarterfinals, and maybe that would be the end of the line, but it was still fun to play this game. It's one of the best atmospheres I've ever seen on a FIFA game, and definitely if you can pick this game up cheap for Xbox 360 or PS3, or even on emulator like I used in this one, that's why there was a few glitches with the names and stuff, then definitely give it a go. But thank you for watching. Let me know your team suggestions in the comments below as well. I'll see you soon. Cheers and goodbye.